How will you tell if a woman is having an affair with the diabolical prophets? How will you know? How will you know if indeed a woman is having an affair with a diabolical person? Number one, they will go into the bathroom immediately they are from church. That is the point number one. The moment they come from the church, they will go straight to the bathroom.
It's like they want to clear evidence.
Yes. The moment you see that sign, she bathed in the morning and she has gone to church, but on coming back from the church, she's going straight to the bathroom to have a shower. Mm-hmm. That is a sign that she has had affair with a man on the pulpit. And that is what I used to see in the churches where I used to be. Because most women could come to church. Like, let me tell you this. These preachers have brainwashed women so much to the extent that a woman can leave her house and come and stay in the church from 6 in the morning to very late at night. And they don't care about their spouses. They don't care about their family. What they do is that they are actually obsessed by the man on the pulpit, by the charlatan. Mm-hmm. And they can spend their entire time in the church without caring about the family. Anytime you see a woman who doesn't care about the family, and she's caring so much about the church.
Hello viewers, how are you doing? My name is Zadok Thomas and I want to welcome you back to yet another episode right now, right here on Pasha TV. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us for the first time, please ensure that you subscribe. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell icon so that whenever we upload videos right here, you'll be the first one to get notified. Also, I want to appreciate our members who have joined our membership. Please keep on joining. Because of you who join this channel through the membership platform, you support us and enable us to keep on publishing quality content right here on Pasha TV. So we have a lot of things going on in this country of ours, and today that's why we have come to meet Pastor Edwin, who has been here for very many times teaching us about things which are happening in the current society. So today we are here so that he can also teach us about what is happening. Welcome, Chungaji, to another episode right here on Pasha TV.
Thank you so much. My name's Teacher Edwin Mwaka, and I'm blessed to be here. I want to welcome you for this wonderful time that we are going to have on the teachings that I have prepared, and I know that your life will never be the same again. I once again welcome you so much, and I'm humbled to have you as my viewer. Thank you so much, and please just stay put as we delve into this wonderful episode that we are going to expose some things which are happening, especially in our churches or in the spaces of Christianity. Yeah.
Wow, feel welcome, and it is such a blessing to have you here because many people have opened their eyes through these teachings. So maybe what do you have in store for us today so that you can share with the audience who are watching us right now?
Today I will just be talking about especially how to identify or how to know if your wife or your spouse is having an affair with a diabolical preacher. Not only diabolical preacher, but if you, how to know if your wife or your spouse, let me talk both. I don't want to lean on one side. Let me just generally say how to identify your spouse, if your spouse is having an affair. And when I talk about an affair, I'm talking about intercourse, outside marriage.
Okay.
How to identify those kind of people, especially from my experience where I have been. I will be talking much about what I have experienced myself from in the places I used to be as a pastor or as a minister of the gospel in those diabolical ministries I used to be. So that is what I will be talking mostly about. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so of course, these are the things which are happening right now. Like, for example, yesterday there's a video that is trending online in South Africa where members of the church seemingly were having intercourse just near the church as the service was going on. So, what is the motive of such acts? Why do people enter into engage in such?
I saw that video of those two, let me call them young men, doing such shameful acts in the church premises. Actually, it was so shameful in that in South Africa. Such things happening in the compound of the church. There are wicked things that needs to be condemned with all terms of condemnation. I would like to say, to point out, and let me talk about that one a little bit. I don't know that church, but I can say that this is just an example of what is happening even in other churches. Those ones were caught and are fortunately or unfortunately they were caught, but there are those ones who do such kind of things and they have never been caught.
Yes.
These are things which happen even in other churches, leave alone in South Africa, but they are happening even in Kenya here. Like where I used to be, these things used to happen so much. Even in Nairobi here, I used to be in a mega church in Nairobi here. I cannot say which church is that, but it is just in town center of a very renowned preacher, a mega church preacher. And during Kesha, that is overnight, we used to keep night vigils, like we come to church and pray on Friday until morning. So in the morning, we used to actually, the watchman or the people who used to work in that church, they used to do what? To sweep a lot of used condoms. So many used condoms. Then you wonder, people were in church praying. How comes that there are so many condoms that have been swept in the church compound? So it was something that was actually not good. This is what is happening all over. It's happening in Kenya. It's happening in many places whereby people are committing sin, especially intercourse, sexual sin in the church premises. Like I will be talking about, as I talk about how to identify your spouse, whether they are having sexual affairs with the so-called men of God or the diabolical men, or what we may call charlatans. I will also mostly talk about what is happening, especially as per what we saw happening in South Africa, where the young men were committing sexual intercourse just behind the church. We will talk about these churches in Kenya, whereby in the office of the pastor we have got a bed. What is a bed doing in the office of a pastor? And if you ask them what a bed is doing in their offices, they will tell you that whenever they are praying in the church, they will have to sleep over. These people have vehicles, they have cars. Why can't they go home and sleep home? These kind of things, if whenever you see a bed in the church, you know it is a diabolical church, because mostly these beds are used for intercourse and shameful acts that are like what we saw in South Africa on Sunday. But I want to talk about, because I don't know much about that, the South African, why they were doing so, because, you know, this is a young man, and I believe that they could not miss, or they could not lack a place where they can go and do such kind of thing. But the reason why they are doing it in the church compound, it's because of rituals mostly. I don't want to say it is like that, but I'm talking at my point of view. Because in Kenya here, like there is what I'm going to talk about, the sexual intercourse rituals. These rituals, they are happening. The rituals are happening. The sexual rituals are happening, and you find that they believe that when they have these affairs with women, they get empowered somehow. I will talk about this a little bit. Like people have never known the effect or the grave consequences of extramarital sexual affairs. Because whenever people commit this act, like for example, if you commit an act of sexual extramarital sex with somebody who is diabolical, it has got grave consequences, because this is a person who has given himself or herself to the demonic world. Especially these preachers you see, they are not married, yet they are preachers preaching the word of God. And they are not married, and they even don't want to get married. They can hear what God is talking about other people, but they cannot hear what God is talking about their marriage. These are people who have actually given themselves into the powers of darkness, and they have got conditions like others have been told to sleep with virgins. So I will talk about that one a little bit. Virgins are people who are preserved. It is a sacred. It's something that is so sacred. The blood of a virgin, even God respects that blood so much. And that is why Jesus Christ had to be born of a virgin Mary. Because the virgins have got a sacred, they have got some power that God respects. And God says that the legal man who marries a virgin is the one who gonna break that kind of the virginity of that particular girl.
Yes.
So when this virginity is broken, blood has to gush out. This blood is sacred. It's sacred. It's like a covenant. It's like it seals a covenant. That is why long time ago, whenever they wanted to know whether a person was a virgin, if a girl was a virgin, what they used to do is that they used to lock these two people in a room, and they had to do what? To spread a white sheet on the floor for these people to sleep on. So in the morning, these people could come out of the room, and the sheet had blood, and people could celebrate, moving around and shouting and applauding, because that their girl was a virgin and her virginity has been broken.
Yes.
Nowadays, the virginity, the blood that comes out of a girl, the first blood, is being used in rituals. Like there are some ritualists who believe that if you take that blood, like some people can even use that blood to stain on money. Like they stain the blood of a virgin on a 1,000 shilling note, and they keep it safely somewhere. They don't use that kind of a note. And they believe that it is going to fetch money for them. That's why if you have ever checked some notes, you will find that they have got blood. Like myself, I've come across such kind of notes, whereby you find that they have got stain of blood. You find that these rituals are there. Like in Kenya here, those rituals are being done by people secretly. Like you find that there are even men who do what? Defile their daughters. Like somebody takes his fingers and inserts in the private parts of his daughter, and removes the blood, and he uses this blood for rituals, like counting money, touching the notes, using that blood, believing that by doing so, they are going to be very rich. So these are things which are happening. And the 6 rituals that I'm talking about, they used to happen in the churches where I used to be, whereby you find that girls used to be defiled by people. I told you in my previous video that sometimes the preachers who go to school, and they go and preach in school, and after that, girls will come after them. And they will pretend that they have gone to school to preach the word of God. And after they have preached the word of God, they give their numbers, their phone numbers to these girls, especially in girls' school. Nowadays, even boys' schools is at risk. And you find that after they have preached, they have got rings on their fingers, magic rings. whereby they use these rings to touch the heads of these girls, and after they have left the school, the girls will look for them.
So they target the girls because
Yeah,
they are
because
aiming
of
for
that
virginity.
blood, that kind, the blood of a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
So these girls will come, and they will defile them, and they will collect the blood, and they are using the blood for rituals, and especially for money rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can touch the knot, the money with that particular blood, and stain that knot and keep it safely, mix it with the with the other money that they have, and they believe that money will keep on flowing to them every now and then. So it is money rituals, which is actually demonic. And I used to see these money rituals happening, especially in Nigeria. The money rituals are happening there so much. So you find that you've had many cases of people raping their own daughters and defiling them. It is because of the same, it is for the same sake that they actually are need of that particular blood of a virgin. So that blood of a virgin in the kingdom of darkness, it is so important. It is used to attract money, and sometimes it is used to attract even members in the church. Like I told you, the handkerchiefs are used to wipe the stuff, and includes the blood, and they are used to attract many members in the church. Now, I want to say that sexual intercourse is very dangerous. It's very dangerous, especially if you are not married. That is why if you read the Bible from the beginning, from the Old Testament, if you read up to Revelation, God was against sexual intercourse. And if you read even in the Old Testament, people used to be stoned. Whenever a person was found committing this kind of evil, they were stoned to death. They were never spared. Now, it came even to the New Testament at the coming of Jesus. And it is what the disciples really want the other disciples against. Like you can hear Apostle Paul saying that, let us not give the Gentiles too much burden. Let us tell them to abstain from foods offered to idols and from sexual immorality. So anytime you hear the Apostle Paul giving direction or instructions to the preachers, they used to be to warn them against sexual immorality. Now, what is in this sexual immorality that even the Bible warns against so much? Sexual immorality is where energies are transferred. Energies are actually transferred. And that is why you find that we need to pray for our children. When they are age 12, between age 12 and 15, they want to have this kind of affair, not knowing that it is the devil that is targeting their virginity to spoil them. Sometimes, whenever you have a virgin, especially virgins, whenever they have this kind of act with old people or people who are in rituals, it is their destiny that is carried out. It is their destiny that is being transferred to this particular person. So the moment they sleep with men, their destiny is collected, and they will be hopeless in life. That is why if you whenever you committed sexual intercourse before you got married, the moment you committed this kind of act, you felt empty afterwards. You felt that there is something that has come out of you. You felt so demoralized. You were not happy at all. Before you did it, you wanted it so much. But after you had done it, you became like empty, and you became demoralized, and you are not even happy. And that is why you see that whenever a young man wants to have an affair with a girl, they will pursue that girl so much, and they really need her with everything within them. But once they have got a chance to sleep with this kind of a girl, afterwards they don't want to see this girl again. They are against this girl. They start running away from this girl. They can block their numbers because there is something that wanted to satisfy itself in this girl. There is something diabolical. In any case, sexual immorality is activity that is actually motivated by the powers of darkness. So once they get satisfied, they leave you alone. Then that is the time you feel empty, you feel demoralized, you feel as if you are not even yourself, because already they have taken what they wanted to take from you. And actually, mostly that is your destiny. So your destiny is carried away through sexual intercourse. So sexual immorality will transfer energy. What we learned in school, if you can remember, we were told that we were defined what osmosis is, and we were told that osmosis is the movement of molecules from high, is it from low concentration to high concentration, teacher? Help me there. From low concentration to high concentration. So the same thing happens during sexual immorality, whereby energy is transferred. The person who is weaker will actually give, the energy will come from this person and enter to the person that is stronger than him. That is what sexual immorality does. And that is why Jesus said that whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken away from them. So with the sexual immorality, energies are transferred. The energy that could help you, like people who commit themselves to sexual immorality, their finances get affected. These people get poor all of a sudden, or their businesses just get messed up all of a sudden. These people, their things start getting lost. If they have vehicles start getting accidents, and so on and so forth, because they have actually transferred the energy to the other party. This energy that you are talking about is the energy that can attract good things in your life. And that is why all the time the Bible cautioned against sex outside marriage, because the Bible knew that if you commit this kind of act or immorality, your destiny, whatever God created you to be, whatever was meant to be you, will be taken away. It will be carried away. That is, the devil uses sexual immorality to carry out the energy that is supposed to help us, that the energy that is supposed to empower us and to make us what we are supposed to be. So the moment you commit that kind of act, you actually it's like your soul, you have taken all of your energy has been transferred from you to that particular diabolical person. That is why Jesus said in the Bible, he said that the Bible says, he who sins any other sin, it's outside the body. But he who commits sexual immorality, they sin against their own soul. Because sexual immorality is sinning against your own soul, actually. It is your own soul that you are defiling. So when you defile your own soul, what happens is that the help that God was supposed to give to you, the grace that God was supposed to release upon you is actually blocked. It is blocked. And that's why people who live in sexual immorality, they are miserable people. They are people who do not have peace. They may pretend that they are happy for outside, but inside, deep inside them, they are empty shells. They don't have anything. They don't have any power in them. So sexual immorality is very bad. It's very grave, and I would watch my viewers to try hard and try to avoid this kind of sin, and you will see how God is going to prosper you. I came to learn that sexual immorality and business, they don't go together. The moment you join yourself to a harlot, that is what the Bible says. When you join yourself to a harlot, then your business or whatever you are doing will have a blackout. It must have a blackout. The Bible says also in Proverbs, this woman was actually warning her son, and he was telling her son that do not give your energy to women. That is what he says. I don't have time to read those kind of scriptures. They are here in the Bible. Do not give your energy to men. She was warning her son, do not give your energies to men, or her son, do not give your energy to women. Sorry, do not give your energies to women, because whenever you commit this kind of act, you are giving out your energy. There is a kind of energy that you are releasing to this particular lady. So once you release that kind of energy, what happens is that you remain an empty shell. And this energy is like what God put inside of you to give you life. It is what God put inside of you to attract good things for you. It is what God put inside in you to bring you favor. But whenever you give yourself, like I've had people saying, "Oh, you see, whenever I walk, girls want me, girls look for me." Yes, girls will look for you because you are immoral. You have got a spirit of immorality that you need to be delivered. It's not that you are good. It's not that that is a good thing to brag about. There is a spirit of immorality that is disturbing you. That is why girls are looking for you left and right and center. So when you get delivered from that kind of a bondage, then you are going to be free. Everything about you is going to be free. Your finances are going to be free. Your blessings are going to be released to you, and you are going to have peace. There is nothing so special in a man's life than peace. If you don't have peace in your heart, you don't have peace, that kind of peace that I'm talking about, the peace that God himself gives. If you don't have that kind of peace, then everything about you is doomed. Everything about you is doomed. And that is why whenever you commit sexual immorality, you will not have peace in your heart. You will not have peace. So I want to talk about how to identify. Like when I used to be in those churches, I used to see this kind of activities happening, like immorality was happening in the churches so much. And even among the praise and worship team, especially this praise and worship team, they were so immoral that they could impregnate even one another. Then I came to learn that, you see, whenever they sing to they lead worship in the church, people, you relate them, people applaud them, and they are praised so much, and they look like they are superstars. But you see, in return, they have to give something back to the devil. They have to give like an offering. Sexual intercourse is like, it's like you are giving an offering to the devil. Whenever you commit sexual intercourse, it is not you who is enjoying. The devil is actually collecting energy from both of you. So I came to realize that whenever they committed immorality, they used to be empowered by the devil, and it is not the power of God, it is actually the power of Satan himself. And people used to love them so much, and people could to praise them, not until we discovered that they had impregnated somebody, or they had impregnated a girl somewhere. So that is the time we came to know, oh, so these people were just diabolical. But before they did that, we could not even tell. We thought they were servants of God. So I want us to go straight away to see how to know if your wife or your husband is having affair with a false prophet. That is what you want to, or a false preacher, or a diabolical preacher, or let me call them charlatan, so that people can understand. And I have said that in diabolical churches, we have occultism known as sexual rituals. That is what I have just explained, whereby it gives them, they take the destinies of people through sex. Once they sleep with a girl or a woman, they take their energy, and that energy comes to them. So it is them who are going to shine. It is them who are going to make it in life. And this girl, they have taken her destiny. She will just be doomed. She will not even be happy. She will just be miserable in life. She cannot make it in life. She has actually been destroyed like that. Her life has been ruined. And that is why God did not make a mistake when he said, keep your virginity to your husband. Because there are people you can sleep with and you have ruined your life forever. There are people who are diabolical in this life, people who are going to, who are even ritualists, people who are even Freemasonic, people who are going to Illuminati, people who are in the power of darkness. They are serving the devil, in other words. These kind of people, whenever you sleep with them, they have been given instructions. So whenever you sleep with them, they have got a purpose, they have got a motive why they want to sleep with you. They can persuade you so much. And once you accept and you give in, they collect the energy that they require for themselves, and they leave you as an empty shell. So you find that you can be married to a person and your life start going in a mess. Your life is destroyed completely because this person was diabolical. That's why it is very good for you to pray and ask God to give you the right partner, because if you get a wrong partner, the moment you go to bed with the wrong partner, your life will start getting in a mess from that particular time, because the star that you have, or maybe you had, if this is a diabolical person you are having an affair with, he will take that energy and he will put it for himself, but you will just remain there as an empty shell. So it is very important for you to understand that. And that is what we are talking about. Now, we are saying that in the churches where I used to be, I could see the false prophets mostly sleeping with women in order to get demonic empowerment. I have explained that how they get demonic empowerment. I have said that once they sleep with the woman, they collect the energy that they need from this woman. I'm talking about men in a man's perspective. I know on the other side, women are also doing the same. But mostly I want to talk about men so that we can understand. Because in most cases, I came across men who are diabolical and who are doing this kind of rituals. So whenever they sleep with a woman, they collect the energy of that woman. As what we have already said, there is transfer of power during sexual activities. And the transfer of power the person who is diabolical is the one who will collect that destiny from this person. There are people, and let me talk about this a little bit. There is a woman, I just want to talk to men who are watching me. You can marry a woman and your life will start collapsing immediately. Why? Because this woman has come from a diabolical background. Maybe this woman, like, let me talk about people who are born in Ukambani, in the central part of eastern part of Kenya. Some women in the eastern part of Kenya, they were born, and the moment they were born with cowrie shells. Cowrie shells are these shells that are found along the beach. If you go along the beach, you get cowrie shells. These are shells that are used by magicians, or they are used by witches. So you find that whenever a child is born, they are born with these shells in their hands. And when you open the shells, their hands, you get the shells. Then you start wondering, how did the shell get in the hands of this baby? These are people who have been born to be witches. They need to seek for deliverance. And mostly they are even given names that the name that actually resembles to what they want them to be. Because if you give these children any other name, they will eventually die. So you will find that they are given names like Kamene. And Kamene in that language is something that is so bad, something that is not desirable, something that is not good. So such kind of children need to get deliverance. They need people to pray for them, or else they will end up becoming witches. I have got experience of so many of these kind of people. I have got experience. I have seen them. I have met them. I have met a girl that are not called by that name, Kamene. And I try to help that girl, try to pray for her. I try to deliver her, to pray that she get delivered out of that kind of bondage. And she accepted. Yes, we started praying, but along the way, she did not want again anything to do with God. And she left. She went away. And I am sure where she is now, she's practicing witchcraft, because I know those kind of people, if they don't seek for deliverance, they will end up becoming witches because they were born with cowrie shells in their hands, which signifies that they are supposed to be witches. They are supposed to be sorcerers. So if she doesn't seek for a deliverance, she will end up becoming a sorcerer. Like there was a girl in my church last, I think 2 months ago. This girl, she dreamed that that lady I'm talking about was chasing her. And the lady was chasing her. The girl that was in my church. And she dreamed that this girl that I'm talking about, that was born with cowrie shells, was chasing this lady in dream. And after some few days, the lady became sick. And she was sick, so sick that she was admitted to the hospital, and she passed on. She died. I'm talking about something that I know. That lady, we buried her. She died actually. And yet she had a dream that this lady I'm talking about, the one I tried to pray for deliverance and she refused, and she left the church and she went away. She dreamed that this lady was chasing her and chasing her so much in the dream. But in reality, she got sick and she died. So I know where this lady is. She's a witch. That is what I know. And I know she may be watching me. I don't care. But I am talking to you about this kind of people. If you are not married and you are a man, can you mind the person you are marrying? Because you can marry a diabolical woman. We have got diabolical women also. The women that were born to be sorcerers. So when you marry such kind of a woman, you are going to enter into a lot of problems. I've seen people marrying ladies. They were rich, they were doing well in life. But after marrying these ladies, they became bankrupt. They sold everything. They became poor, and the women left them and went for the next rich man. That is what is happening in life. So you should pray so much and ask God, God, what can I do? Who can I marry? If you get a woman that you want to marry, pray so hard and ask God to show you, is this woman a right woman? I will talk about myself. When I left those churches, I remember very well, I became so poor. That time, I was not married. And when God showed me the woman to marry, and he told me, this is your wife now, I started praying about that lady. I was so poor. I was not doing well financially. I was so low, and I was struggling. I did not even have a job. I could not find a job. And God told me, this is the lady that I want you to marry. And God told me she has got her destiny is shining. Her destiny is intact. She has got a bright future. Just marry her and you are going to see. Herself, she did not even have a good job. She was just working as a casual worker in pipeline. And after prayer, after I had sought God, God assured me that this is your wife. Marry her. And okay, I approached her, and I will tell you how I met her. I approached her and we started planning for our wedding. And immediately we finished our wedding, I married her. And I'm telling you for sure, within 2 months, my life changed completely. My financial status changed. I got a good job. People came and started blessing my life. I started a school, and the school thrived so well. We had so many pupils in the school, and we had a lot of money. And one day she shocked me. She told me, do you know what, my husband? I told her, no, I don't know. She told me, I want to surprise you. And she told me, can you go and buy a vehicle tomorrow? She gave me money, the money that she has been saving for many years that we were running the school. She gave me money and I went to buy a car. My car that I bought after diabolical churches, after coming from diabolical churches, came from her. She's the one who actually blessed me with the money to buy that car. I'm telling you, it is good for you to check and see who you are marrying or who is marrying you, because you have got diabolical men also around, men that are diabolical in a sense that when you get married to such a man, your life collapses, your life crumbles, you become nothing in life, because sexual intercourse is a spiritual affair. It is a spiritual affair. It's not just physical as we think. It is actually a covenant. It is a bond of covenant. Sexual intercourse is a bond of covenant that can bond your life together, your souls together, and command either God to bless you or it can bring disaster in your life. It can bring disaster in your life. So you should mind the person that you are marrying, that you are taking as your wife. You should mind the person that you are taking as your husband. And that is why this issue of spiritual, sometimes you can marry, if you marry a diabolical woman, your life will be thrown into spiritual quagmire. Your life will be thrown into spiritual limbo, because this kind of diabolical people, they have got energy that they have, a demonic energy. So whenever a demonic energy comes in contact with the energy that God created in you, obvious the demonic energy will destroy, it will destroy the energy that God had created in you, that should help you in life, to excel in life, to succeed in life. That kind of energy, when you were born, God put it in you. So that is why if you read the Bible, God was mindful of who you are to marry. He was so mindful. And he even told his people, don't go and marry strangers. And that is why Esau, the Bible says he married a strange women. The wife of Esau one of them was called Judith. And the Bible says they became a thorn in the flesh of his mother. Mm-hmm. And the Bible says that God hated Esau so much. He hated Esau so much. One of the reasons why God hated Esau was because Esau married a strange women who were diabolical. Most of the strange women were sorcerers. They were witches. And whenever Esau was a child of a son of a covenant who was supposed to marry a good wife, but he did not want to heed his wife. He did not want to heed his mother, I mean. And so he went ahead and married strange women who are sorcerers. And he's actually ruined his life. And the Bible says God hated him so much. And God says he did not like Esau at all, at all. That is where the Bible records Esau I hated, but Jacob I loved. Why did he love Jacob? Jacob went and married from the place that God had designated. He went and married the right person. He went and married from the family that is covenanted by God, a covenant family. So you should mind where your child get married. You should mind who your son get married to. And that is why before children got married, they used to bring their spouses to their parents for their parents to check. And whenever the parents said, no, don't marry this one, then if they did not hear their parents and they went ahead and married, their lives were doomed. So marriage can doom your life. There are so many women, their marriages have been doomed. Their life has been doomed because of the marriage they entered into. There are so many men, their lives have been doomed because of the kind of wives they married. So you should be very careful, because whenever you come together for sexual union, there is energy, there is a bond, there is a covenant. And the covenant can either be godly or a covenant can be diabolical. And that is why if you are not married, you are not allowed to commit sex outside marriage. You are supposed to be given consent by parents to get married. That is another thing I want to talk about. There are so many people who get married without the consent of parents. And they say that I rather go to the church and be blessed. I don't care about my parents. But let me tell you, if your parent does not give you consent to get married, that marriage is doomed. Because the consent of parents is very important. That is why the Bible says, a man shall leave his parents and cleave to his wife, and the two shall be one. A man should get consent from the parent. When you want to marry, you get the right partner, you bring them to your parents, you let your parents bless them. Your parents have got a blessing that they should give to you. But nowadays, when they get married, they run to the church. They run to the church first. Let me tell you, it's not important to run to the church, but it is very, very important to take your spouse to your parent and let your parent give you consent. Let them bless you. Let them speak a word of blessing over your life. I've seen, out of my experience, I've seen many people who went to their parents and sought for consent before marriage. They were blessed. Their marriage is intact. Their marriage is still on even up to now. But the people who just got married and they lived in town and they didn't care about parents, those are the people who have got problems with mothers-in-law. They have got problems with mothers-in-law because the mother-in-law did not give consent, and therefore she will develop enmity, a natural enmity against you because she did not give consent to that kind of marriage. But any marriage that parents give consent is blessed. Even God blesses it so much. So I want to tell you something here as I continue. During sexual rituals, the destinies are stolen. That is what we have said. And the demons are imparted into victims. Demons are imparted into victims. Very important. That is a very important point. When you have sexual affair with a strange woman or a strange man, what happens is that whoever is diabolical will steal the destiny of the weaker one. The destiny of the weaker one is the one that is stolen first. If the woman is diabolical, she will take the destiny of the man. And that's why you find that people say that, oh, my son was good, my son was rich. The moment he married to this woman, his life changed. He became poor. He started getting sick. He started womanizing. He is now very strange, acting strangely. He started drinking alcohol because the diabolical woman took the destiny and exchanged the destiny with the what? With a demon, a certain kind of demon. Maybe she exchanged the destiny of this man with the demon of drunkenness. That is why the man became drunk. Or she exchanged the destiny of this man with the demon of immorality or humanizing. That is why the man is a humanizer, or the woman, whichever the way. But the most important thing is that you should mind the person you are getting married to. If they are born again, seek to know their background. Seek to know their home, how they are faring at home. If there are people who are actually people who have been gripped by the spirit of poverty, or they are impoverished. If they are impoverished, what happens is that the moment you have affair with them, you are actually automatically going to be impoverished also. You shall be impoverished. Why? Because the demon of impoverishment in their lives will be exchanged. You will receive it. You will receive a demon that is coming from that particular village. If it is a demon of immorality, you will receive that demon. If it is a demon of premature death, you will receive that demon. If it is a demon of witchcraft, you will receive that demon. In other words, you will actually receive a demon that controls a diabolical person. You will receive that kind of demon. So I want to tell you something here as I proceed to my points now. How will you tell if a woman is having an affair with the diabolical prophets? How will you know? How will you know if indeed a woman is having an affair with a diabolical person? Number one, They will go into the bathroom immediately they are from church. That is the point number one. Point number one. The moment they come from the church, they will go straight to the bathroom.
It's like they want to clear evidence.
Yes, the moment you see that sign, she bathed in the morning and she has gone to church, but on coming back from the church, she's going straight to the bathroom to have a shower. That is a sign that she has had affair with a man on the pulpit. And that is what I used to see in the churches where I used to be. Because most women could come to church. Like, let me tell you this. These preachers have brainwashed women so much to the extent that a woman can leave her house and come and stay in the church from 6 in the morning to very late at night. And they don't care about their spouses. They don't care about their family. What they do is that they are actually obsessed by the man on the pulpit, by the charlatan. And they can spend their entire time in the church without caring about the family. Anytime you see a woman who doesn't care about the family, and she's caring so much about the church, and she can decide to sacrifice her marriage at the expense of the church, then that church is diabolical. They have brainwashed her, and she doesn't see anything that is good in her marriage. I've seen so many marriages breaking as a result of a certain kind of a church. And the people tell us, why do you say like this? Why do you talk like this? Don't you see you are making people not to go to church? Should we keep quiet when the evil is going on in the church?
No.
Should we keep quiet when women are being defiled in the church? People's wives. Marriages are breaking. Should we keep quiet? We should not keep quiet. We should have to tell people these things. We should have to tell people these things. So number one, if you see this woman going straight to the bathroom after she has come from the church, then she has had an affair with a charlatan or the man on the pulpit. Number two, they spend most of their time in church with their pastor. Every day they are going to the church. Every day they are going to the church. From Monday to Saturday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday, they are going to the church. To do what? We are going for prayers. And if you follow them, you will not see prayer that is being done there. If you follow them, you will find them seated with the pastor and talking and just having stories there. And time is going and they don't care. They cook for the pastor, they treat the pastor very well, but they have neglected and forsaken their families. They bring food for the pastor, they wash the cloth of the pastor, they do every good thing in the church, they laugh with the pastor, but they don't laugh in their marriage, they don't laugh in their family. They don't have happiness in their family. Then you know that there is something wrong. You know that there is something that is not right. Number three, the pastor, being a man, is always in the company of female members. If you see the pastor who likes being in the company of female members, he is always with the female members. They are always in his office. They are always where he is. They are following him. They are always in his car. He is moving around with the women from one point to another. In the church, he is always with them, in his company. Then that man is a womanizer. That man is a womanizer. Number four, they offer special treatment to the pastor when he visits them. They offer special treatment. Whenever the pastor visits them, they will offer special treatment. I remember there is a time when I was in Eldoret. We went to visit a certain kind of a female member in the church, in our house. And she treated us very well. The husband was there. She cooked for us special tea. She actually cooked for us a very special breakfast. with the eggs and bread and everything that you can talk about. A good breakfast with fruits. She served us very well, and she was seated there watching us as we ate, and she was giving us stories. And the husband was just quiet, looking at us, watching at us. The husband was not our church member, but he was just looking at us and listening to the conversation. Immediately we finished eating. We just finished eating, and we prayed and we left the house. So we were in the car going back. On the way, she called and she said, please, can you stop where you have reached? We had not gone far. So we just stopped where we had reached and we waited for her. She came and she was crying. She told us, my husband has told me to follow you guys and to go with you. Then we were wondering why. What is wrong? And she said, don't go back. This man is so harsh. She said, if you go back, he's actually going to cut you people in pieces using a machete. So we said, what shall we do? But I just said, let me go. Even if you will cut me in pieces, I don't care. Let me go. Let me go and find out what is happening. So I went back. The man who was having an affair with this woman refused. He was a pastor. I was his assistant. He refused to go back with me. So I went alone. And I entered that house. And the man was so harsh. He was so agitated. He looked at me in anger. And I calmed him down. I sat down and I told him, man, please tell me what is happening. And he told me, okay, because you have come, you are lucky. I don't want to see that other guy here in my house again. This guy is having an affair with my wife. And he actually showed me some messages on the phone of the wife. And reading those messages, you could just discover that the pastor was having an affair with the wife of this man. The man was so bitter. And he told me, Pastor, since I married this woman, she has never laughed in the house. We have never laughed together. The woman is so bitter. The woman is always angry against me. The woman is always annoyed. She's so moody. She doesn't speak to me in peace. Whenever we start talking, having a conversation, we end up in quarrel. We end up in quarrel. And she doesn't even give me peace in this marriage. And the man told me that I normally go and cook tea for myself. She has never cooked for me tea. And whenever she has never prepared for me special breakfast as she has done for you guys. So the man was so angry. And the man told me that this marriage is going to end. And the man told me that this woman, she is always in church. Always in church. She doesn't have time with me. Let me tell you, women, you need to have time with your husbands. This kind of going to church, this type of behaviors whereby you go to church from Monday to Monday, it's not a godly behavior. You may say that you are serving God, but let me tell you, you are serving the man. And when Jesus comes back, you will go to hell. Because that is not God. You are not serving God. You are serving a man. You are not serving God. Going to church from Monday to Monday, you don't give your family, you don't have time for your family. You don't have time for your husband. You don't have time for your children. You don't have time for your home. You leave the utensils dirty. You don't do house chores. You are always on the run, going to church, going for prayers, going for fellowships, and your house is in a mess. The house is dirty. The utensils are dirty. You don't cook food for your husband. Your husband comes back from home, from work. He finds that there is nothing. You have cooked nothing, and the man is hungry. And you come back very late. You cook food up to midnight. And then you are saying that you are serving God when your husband is not happy. The Bible says that any man or any woman who does not take care of his family, he is worse than an infidel. He is worse than an infidel. Do not be an infidel. So I really was not happy about this kind of behavior that this woman was showing. And I told her point blank before her husband that she was not doing good. I was on the side of the husband, although the husband was not going to church, although the husband was not even born again, but I was on his side. And I really told this woman to her face, I gave her my peace of mind that what you are doing is wrong. It's not right. You are doing wrong, and you should take care of your husband. See how your husband is bitter. That's why most men don't go to church. Check around and see. You will find that people who go to church are women. Go to any church, you find that people who are so many in the church, they are women. Men are not there. Men are just moving around in the streets, going around and drinking alcohol or abusing substance outside there. They don't come to church. But if you start talking to them and asking them why they don't go to church, you will find these kind of behaviors, whereby a woman will go laugh with the pastor, have good time with the pastor, but she cannot laugh with her husband. She doesn't even value her husband. She doesn't respect her husband. Her husband is just there as a puppet. That is very bad, and that is not good. Another point here is that they despise their husband so much. Any woman who despises her husband, or any man who despises his wife, they are having affairs outside. You know, your heart was created to love only one person. Your heart is not a memory card. Your heart was meant to love one person at a time. One person. And your heart has never been programmed to love multiple women or to love multiple men. The moment your heart loves multiple women, then it is an abnormal heart. It's like a memory card, actually. It's not a heart. What you are having is a memory card. Now, you are supposed to know that the moment you see that whenever your wife goes to church, she's very happy, but when she comes back home, she's not happy, then there is a problem there. I witnessed a man in Marakwet land who took somebody's wife. This man is a pastor. I know he's still there. He took somebody's wife from Mombasa, and he came to marry this person in Marakwet, and they even opened a church. And this man had left his wife in Maragoli land. He was a Maragoli man. He had left his wife there, and he married another man's wife in a wedding, until that man came from Mombasa, and we had commotion. There was commotion, and we went to see what was happening. Little did we know that the man had taken somebody's wife, and the man showed us his photos. And the other man also produced his photos, wedding photos. Both of them are wedding photos. The wife had wedded in Mombasa in a wedding. She came again from Mombasa, and she wedded again in Marakwet in a wedding. So it was confusion. So we had to defend the first man who married. We had to defend this man. But the woman still did not want to go back with her husband. He actually died afterwards. He died. After some time, he died. Now, we are talking about this because it's very important. How do you know whether your wife is having an affair with a pastor? Number 6, they always talk about pastors even when it is not necessary. They will always compare their husband to the pastor. They will even tell their husband, why can't you be like my pastor? See, he has done this and this. See, he has bought his wife this and this. And in so comparison, they are comparing. I've had numerous times where the pastor tells a female member, I wish I knew you earlier. I could have married you. I wish I knew you. You could be my wife right now. So they plant a seed of immorality. And after a long run, you will find that they are having affair with these woman in question. So, number 7, they will always call the pastor even for a small matter. Whenever there is a small matter that they can solve without involving the pastor, they will have to call the pastor. They will have to call the pastor for the smallest matter that has arisen in the family. And whenever the pastor comes, they expect the pastor to be on their side. And obviously, the pastor will be on their side because the pastor knows what they are doing together. For the smallest matter that has occurred at home, they will have to call the pastor to come and solve. Number 8, the pastors will give them gifts like money, clothes, and so on. You will see this woman, she's given gifts by the pastor. The gift that even the pastor has never given to his wife. And most of these pastors, their wives are miserable. You've gone to church, you will find a wife of the pastor crying at the back of the church. She doesn't have peace. She's crying. She's bitter. Why? Because of these kind of behaviors. She has realized that the pastor is having an affair with the woman in the church. And they are not happy at all. Whenever they are in the church, they are so sad. They sit behind the church, at the back of the church, or sometimes they are crying at the backyard of the church. You know, the wife of a pastor is actually the pastor of the pastor. The wife of the pastor should be the pastor of the pastor. She's the one who is pastoring the pastor of the church. And so, if the wife of the pastor, who is supposed to be the pastor of the pastor, who is supposed to be the what? She's supposed to be the watchman. She's not happy. Then that ministry is done. Number 9, the pastor will always visit your home in pretense for prayers and counseling. You see some homes where the pastor comes in the absence of the husband. And whenever the husband comes accidentally and finds them, she will say, pastor had come for prayers. Or the pastor will pretend, I was just walking around and I found myself around your house, so I came to greet you. And they know, they have got tactics on how they can cover up their sinful, shameful behaviors. So you find that there are even other pastors, like I knew a pastor who used to have affair in somebody's matrimonial bed. I knew that one in Eldoret there. That he could visit the female member and even have affair on the matrimonial bed until the husband hid a camera in the bedroom. That is the time he caught them red-handed. So these are things which are happening around. These are things which the pastors are doing, and they are evil, and we should talk about them. If you see a charlatan saying, why are you not talking about pastor? Do not touch the anointed one. They are not anointed. Don't tell us they are anointed. Somebody who is anointed cannot do such kind of evil things. Somebody who is anointed cannot do such kind of shameful behaviors. Somebody who is anointed cannot do such kind of shameful activities. They are not anointed. So don't tell me that don't touch the anointed one. They are not anointed. People who are sleeping around with the girls, defiling girls around, defiling women around. You are telling me they are anointed. Which kind of anointing is that? They are not anointed. She will always quarrel with other ladies in church. Yes. The wife who is involved in immorality in the church, she will always be quarreling because she's suspicious. Whenever she sees her husband talking to a lady, she will go and address that female, that member. What were you telling my husband? What were you talking about? And quarrel will erupt, and they will quarrel. Like the moment you see a pastor's wife or coming and questioning, or maybe you see that there is a quarrel. A female member is quarreling with members, and this female member is not even a wife to the pastor, then that is a red flag that there is something cooking. Something is cooking, and that thing that is cooking will eventually come to erupt. They will hate the pastor's wife. The moment they are having affairs with the pastor, they will not like the pastor's wife. They will always gossip about her, and they will always speak evil against the pastor's wife. So the moment you see this female member or always speaking against the pastor's wife, and even telling her husband that the pastor's wife is like this and this, you husband, don't be happy. She's telling you that, tarnishing the pastor's wife's name before you, and it's a red flag that she's actually having an affair with that man. So you should not be happy that my wife is telling me about the pastor's wife and you are happy, thinking that you are safe. You are not safe. So these are things which are happening. I remember there is a time in Eldoret there, I used to go and play a keyboard in the house of a certain pastor. And it was every Saturday I could go and play the keyboard in his house. So this particular Saturday, I went and I found the door was opened. So because I used to go there, and the pastor knew that every Saturday I could go there in his house to play the keyboard. I went and found the door was opened, but I tried to knock and call out, but nobody was responding. So I just entered the house and I sat in the living room. And after some 5 to 10 minutes, I said, why can't I take the keyboard and just play? Because the pastor knows I normally come and play the keyboard here. So I went and I took the keyboard and I plugged it in the electricity and I started playing the keyboard. No sooner had I started playing the keyboard than I saw a girl coming, peeping from the bedroom of the pastor. The girl actually came out and my eyes met with her eyes. She was in a towel. She wrapped a towel around her waist. So when she saw me, she went back. After some time, the pastor came out now, and he was quarreling. He was bitter. He came to me gun blazing, and he told me, why did you come in my house without my permission? And he called me idiot, and he told me, get out of my house. And I wondered, the pastor, he knew that I used to come here. Okay, I left the house. I went back. It was on Saturday. I went back home. On Sunday, I was in church as usual. He thought maybe I will not come, but I was in the church. He was insecure. He didn't want to look at me. He was preaching, looking far away from where I was seated. I was the one who was interpreting, who used to interpret for him, but this time round, he didn't want me to interpret. He took the same girl that they were having an affair with to interpret for him. The pastor was not married. After the service, he called me and he asked me, when you came to my house, what did you see? I told him I saw a girl. And he was shocked. He thought I didn't see. And then he told me, please, sorry, don't tell people about this. I want to marry this girl. Then I wondered, if you want to marry a girl, should you have an affair with the girl also? So this guy is still there. The pastor is still pastoring. I don't know. He's in some places there in Kisiland. But my last point, maybe I will talk about number 7. She is always very much ready to break her marriage, thinking that her pastor will marry her. So you find that she is ready to break her marriage because she thinks that once she breaks her marriage, the man of God, in quotes, will actually marry her, which is actually not possible, because I've seen many women suffering because of that. I think I will reach there for today. And if you have any question, any comment, you can put it down there. Then we can answer that question.
So thank you so much, Pastor Edwin. You have really been a blessing to us. You have shared a lot. And I think this message that you have shared will open eyes I think many people will watch this video, will open their eyes to see what is happening. What we're talking about is a mirror of what is happening right now in the modern church. Yeah, so thank you so much. If we get some time, we will also invite you to keep on sharing with us this message. So maybe there's this somebody who wants to talk to you directly. How can they reach you?
And they can reach me through +254 723 770 333 or 333. Can give me a call and will be able to reach out to me.
Wow. Mchungaji has shared a very important message. This is like an episode number 10 because he has been teaching us about what is happening and he has been opening eyes. And however, he doesn't have a church because of financial issues. So he needs several things like leasing of the land, which is needed for 2 years. That will cost around $2,400. Fencing is needed, toilet, water, all those things which are needed for you to set up a good church. They total up to around $10,000, and right now it's not financially stable, and even the living condition for Mchungaji is not so good. So I think you can support this ministry so that he keeps on enlightening us, because he has a lot of knowledge. From the time I've been interacting with him, he has a lot of knowledge, and I think we need to keep on sharing this knowledge so that you people, your eyes are opened. So you can support using his number that I'll be writing right here in the description box. Also, I'll be putting my PayPal link right down here in case you have a problem with using that number to support. We shall also pin the PayPal link right here, which you can use. Or again, you can comment in the comment section on which means you like to use to support Mchungaji. Also share your opinions. Thank you so much, Pastor Edwin. If we get time, we shall also invite you so that you keep on sharing this knowledge.
Thank you so much, Pashwa. Thank you for hosting me in this podcast. I'm really humbled to be here in your channel, and for the time we have been with you. Actually, I've seen a lot of changes even in my life. I've got so many friends who have called me from all over the world. I want to say that I'm humbled, and I want to say thank you so much. My viewers, I want to thank you personally. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much, even for listening to me and for the views I've seen. Whenever I look at my videos, I feel like I should just thank God, because they are actually doing wonders. I've got a lot of viewers, and I just want to say God bless you so much. Indeed, what Pashwa has told is true. I'm going through a lot of hard times. Like I want to have a place where I can set up a church and preach this word to the people, and set up a true church now, a church that I can now preach the truth and raise people in truth and in spirit. So just like the way he has told you, I need money. I need money to put up a very good structure. I need a land where I can lease for 2 years, and some money to put up a good structure like water, sanitation, and many other things in that particular place, so that I can start from there. Roughly, I have around 20 members, 20 to 30 members who are in my church right now, but we don't have where to go. We have a very small room that is actually not good. It is too small, and we would like to lease a place whereby we can put up a decent structure and even buy instruments. We don't have instruments, and have some fences and a gate and water tanks, toilet, and many other things there for a good place where people can come and worship. So please, if you will reach out and bless me, I will really appreciate. If I can get some people who can just say, let us stand with Pastor Mwaka Edwin, he has been a blessing to us, I will really appreciate. We are having a fundraiser the first week of next month. That is between 5th there. That Sunday there, we shall have a fundraiser. Please, I beg you in the name of the Lord, if I can get some support from you, I will really appreciate, so much, and God will bless you. I will pray for you so much that God may help you to reach out to me and bless me financially, because once I set up a church, I will really be very happy. I started also my podcast. Some of you have been following me. I will ask Pashwa to pin my channel down there so that you can also come and follow me and listen to the stories that I'm giving and I'm uploading, and God will bless you so much. So what he's saying is true. I need support. He has been to my place several times. He has visited me. He knows how I live. He knows how my family is living right now. There is nothing that he doesn't know. So what he's saying is true. I really need your help, and I welcome you to support me financially. And once I have put up that structure, we'll come again. I will invite him to come and go around and show you what is happening. Thank you. God bless you so much. And I say shalom.